Hello and welcome, my name's Jim Lee. I'm the Managing Director and Founder of the Fleet Office. Just wanted to take this opportunity to show you around some of our software. Okay, the first place you want to start in our software if you're a new user is in Fleet Admin. You can either hit the main bar here or go over to the left and click on the tab. What that'll do is open up your assets. You've got two views here, Type View and List View. I prefer Type View personally. In your case, you won't have any assets here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new asset. It can be done over here just by hitting Add New Asset. We'll add an excavator. Let's call it EX12. Type in excavator. Pick the subtype. In this case, I'm going to put a 36 tonner. The status is important for you if you're using our platform to rent equipment to our users or to sell to our users. In this case, I'm going to put it as available for rent. I'll put the make as a Caterpillar. Our model list is pretty comprehensive. In the case that something isn't already in our list, as you can see 336 is, I'm going to go for a 336F. If it isn't, you click this little tab here and it allows you to free type in there. Once you've entered a model in here, you'll never have to do it again. It joins our global list. Our description up here is auto formulated. However, if you want to put something in here, you can edit it. It's no problem. Quite important to throw your VIN numbers and engine serial numbers in, as they display in other parts of the program. If you use our maintenance management tool, it means that your fitters on the ground will have access to that information on their iPad at all times. By adding a fuel card and fuel type, we get to integrate with your fuel supplier, ensuring that the vehicle is used in the right place with the right fuel card, the right quantity and right type of fuel at all times. If you're interested in this, give us a call and we'll show you how it works. The notes form is pretty important for you guys, because if you're advertising a piece of equipment, please put all the information about that equipment in the notes area. That way we can display that along with your advertisement. I go ahead and I save there, it creates my asset. I go to view this asset and you'll see there are a whole heap more fields available to me. First thing I'm going to do is stick up an image. There's a nice 336F. Obviously I don't own any excavators personally, but you can put as many images up there as you want. In here you'll see some other details that you can put in. It will start to calculate things like your next service date and type of next service once you've got a tracker fitted. Up here you can drag and drop your asset documentation such as service history, plant hazard assessments, anything that you want to share with your clients goes into this spot here, and that way if they're on site and they see your machine, they can hold their phone up against your machine's new QR code and see all the relevant information they need to see. From a financial point of view, if you're selling the asset, please put the advertised sale price here. If you're using your system to manage your own equipment, then based on the telemetry data we have and the data we pull from your accounting system, we get to give you a cost per hour of use and a revenue per hour of use. Obviously they're the two key metrics for a successful management of your fleet. If you bought it overseas, we allow for different currencies, and we're also allowing a written down value for other calculations you have to do throughout the financial year. In the tracking details we get to see what the telemetry is bringing in. Don't have a tracker on this asset just yet. If there are any additional details you want to keep about this machine, you just tap them in here. Notifications, you can create as many notifications as you want. You can call them what you want and you can make them happen as frequently as you want. I'll say that I want a check done twice a year. It's going to come to me and it's due on the 26th of this month, and I add that notification. If I want to take it a step further, I can make it turn into a work order where I can list particular items, I can give it a priority, and I can go from there and I can make sure that my fitters are aware of that happening every single time. I can also add documents that I've already added to this asset. They can go out in the alert and the work order to make sure that the people are armed with all the information they need. I can then copy that onto other assets that I have in my fleet. I can change the date at this point because not every check would be done at the same time, and I've copied across that particular notification. Really easy to use to keep all your fleet up to date at all times. Other areas you might want to have a look around once you've got your admin done is our timesheets. In order to create timesheets for your users, you need to build the timesheet first off. You'll go ahead, you'll add a form, you'll add the elements that you want to add until you build out the perfect form that you want to use. Once you've done this, you'll see a preview down the bottom. You can see the different types of device that your guys will be using for their timesheets. You can add as many of these as you want and they'll start to populate and become more comprehensive that will actually fit your business rather than the other way around. Once you've done that, you've got a timesheet portal whereby you can check the pay period, put your settings in place, how often they get paid and whatnot. We can export this data straight into Xero or in CSV for other accounting or payroll systems. When you come in to do Geofences, we've got a really handy tool. Different companies use Geofences differently. You might want to set up a geofence for trucks that are carrying contaminated goods. You could also set up geofences around your yard and set up alerts for people coming and going. In this case, I'll click New Geofence and I'll put a geofence around where this asset is. Oh, there's already one in place there, so I'll put a geofence as if this is a circuit that we're doing. Click Draw Geofence, hit my left mouse button, drag and drop, and then it takes the exact shape that I want to take. So I can now say that I have successfully geofenced off this route, and I can keep my trucks in one location when they're carrying contaminated waste or whatnot. I put in my details about the geofence, whatever I want to call it along here, information that I want to save, and then I go ahead and I save my geofence. It says geofence type not required. You'll notice that little pop-up anytime you haven't got something quite right. It's going to remind you that you still have to do something. This way you never lose any work. Go ahead and press save now, and it saved my geofence successfully. I can deselect it and it zooms me out. That geofence will stay in place forever. We can make it deactive, but it will always be there in case you need to recall information about what may have happened previously. Your assets, as they turn up on the map in the tracking, there is a whole array of videos to show you. The main thing here to note is that any of your assets that are around, you can click on them and it will give you a rundown of where they've been. You can play back to see where the asset was at a set part of time. You can scroll right in and hover over the tick to see exactly what it was doing at that time. It looks like it was waiting some traffic lights at this point in time. The information that we give you about your asset all comes from the asset database in Fleet Admin, so the more information you put in, the better. From the tracker, we get to see when your next service is type and the next service due date, calculated on your average usage. This particular vehicle today has only done 22 kilometers. We calculate out over a 6-week period, so our data gets more accurate the more you use your vehicles. You need to go back in time and have a look at what an asset was doing. Simply click on the change date and you can see where that vehicle has been and gone. That's just a quick run through on Fleet Track and Fleet Admin. There are a lot of videos online which you'll see a link in your email to go and have a look at our library if you want to look at other elements like fleet hire, pre-starts, any of our remote control stuff, and the timesheets in detail. If you've got any questions or you want to take your demo a little bit further and put some tracking in, give the team a call and we'll get someone on the line to you immediately to help you out with your inquiries. Thanks.